What up, everybody out there? It's your girl Tammy T, and yes, she back. All right, what's up out there, everybody? God spoke to me, and y'all already know my routine. I'm gonna give it to you like He gave it to me. God said, "Tammy, speak to the women." He said, just like I taught you to, speak to them. All right, I'm gonna give it to y'all the way God gave it to me, and I ain't gonna hold bars. Y'all know I don't. Um, with that being said, here I go. God told me to tell the women that are married. I'm talking to the married women. All right? The young married women, talking to y'all. All right? God don't want y'all to be getting all caught up in everything that's going on in these churches and these camps. God, especially when you marry. I'm talking to the married now. Let me make that clarified again. I'm talking to the married women. God said that you are to take care of your husband, your children, and your family. How is He talking? He's talking about putting your husband first and then your children. Because we already know God is first. We don't even have to acknowledge that. We don't have to acknowledge that all the time. And that's the same way it should be with the men. It's time for y'all women, married young women. It's time for y'all to start putting y'all husbands first. Not that damn Christianity in that church. Not these damn camps. These men ain't supposed to usurp over you when you have a husband. Nah, they not supposed to usurp over you. That means practice authority over another man's wife. That's thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. That's covet. God said you shouldn't do that. There are men trying to tell other men's wife what to do, what to cook, when to worship, how to worship. If the Sabbath day was for the man not for the Sabbath, why is y'all trying to teach it to the women? A lot of what God is saying, men, made in His image, men, He's talking to men. And y'all men, I ain't going to even get started on y'all. That's a whole nother level, a whole nother topic. But I know the truth. But as far as for me and my house, if my husband wants some pork chops, I grew up on pork chops. I know how to cook and smother a pork chop, fry a good pork chop. I'm a great cook, good cook. I fed my husband a ramen noodle when he first met me. And he never went back home to his mother's house for another plate of food. And that was 20-something, almost 30 years ago. Women, I'm talking to y'all. Married women, married young women, married old women. Hell, y'all old and still running around trying to find y'all place in a damn camp or in a church and ignore your husbands and let other men tell y'all how to treat your husband. Now, see, we're gonna deal with this thing like God told me to deal with. He said, Tammy, tell the young women to listen to their husbands. That's what He told me to tell y'all. Listen to your husbands. And whatever your husband say and whatever your husband want, that's what you do. A righteous man's step is ordered by God. And if a man can't provide for his own household, then he's worse than an infidel. God told me to tell y'all young women, older women, stop being silly women. Y'all forever learning. Ever learning what? Ever learning the truth. But you never come to the knowledge of it. You won't let it be what it is. God showing you the truth. Life showing you the truth. You're getting revelation. And you still saying, He loves me. No, that's not it. This is what you don't want to do in this lifetime. It's bad enough that a lot of people are out of the will of God right now. It's bad enough that we got a lot of men out here right now trying to tell another man's household how it should be ran because he the pastor or because he the bishop or he the elder. Ain't no man. That's how homosexuality got started. Let's say it like that. When Lucifer tried God, God couldn't be buck back broke. You ain't gonna run my house. You ain't gonna take my throne. Kicked his ass out. And a lot of y'all women, married young women and old women, y'all need to keep them teachings and doctrines about y'all house when it come down to y'all husbands. If y'all husbands ain't being ordered by God to do a thing and lead that house, and He letting another man tell him where to be, how to be, when to be, and all that, when his family needs him more. God said that comes first. He never said the church come first. There are men for that life, and trust me, they not married. They don't have no obligation to no wife. They don't have no obligation to no family. Those men have nothing but the time on their hands to be in the church, to help with the church, and to run the church. But it is a sin before God when another man tells another man how to run his house and tell him what his wife should wear and what she shouldn't wear. Man, you need to tell that woman to take that lipstick off. If that man like lipstick, that's that man thing. If that man like his wife in earrings, that's that man thing. If he like his wife and he not mad at her because she choose to represent her aunt, because jury don't choose, we don't choose the jury. The jury choose us. Remember that next time your ass go jury shopping. I bet the piece called your name. Same way it did it with the man in the Bible while he was down there in the den. His piece cried out. It's jury piece. It's the piece that chooses us. We don't choose the piece. All right? Y'all think y'all know so much. Y'all think y'all know so much to a point where you can tell another man how to run his house. Well, God don't like that. Don't like that. He don't like that. He said, yo, you ain't, do you not know that that is coveting thy neighbor's house? Huh? Do you not know that God said if a man can't provide for his own home, he worse than an infidel? Y'all know these scriptures. Scriptures ain't nothing but confirmation from revelation. We give revelation prophetically. And if you want to try to confirm anything I say, open up your Bible or Google it. It's right there. A man ain't supposed to usurp over a woman. We know not to usurp over the man. That means to order their steps or teach them. God said both. This thing go both ways. Some of y'all in these camps and what y'all teaching in these churches today, y'all teaching it one-sided. God said, Tammy, tell them, stop being one-sided with my gospel. Because that means you're making God lukewarm and the author of confusion, which he is not. That's why when you teach a thing and you speak on a thing or preach a thing to his sheep who are lost and remaining lost and scattered, you can't do the gathering if you doing the scattering. You hear me? As a preacher, you can't do the gathering when you're doing the scattering. Y'all got married women leaving their husbands. Y'all got husbands leaving their wives and children, chasing after some ministry, chasing after some camp, chasing after bishop, elder, preacher, pastor. What do y'all get off that coveting your neighbor's home? God said, where do you get off that? Yeah, I asked the hard questions, God said. I asked the questions. You want to tell another man what his wife should wear, what she shouldn't wear, how long she, what she should eat, what she can't eat? You men ain't even really supposed to be controlling men like this. Think of the homosexual spirit. Think of that abomination. It's abomination for another man to tell another man what to do. A righteous man steps is ordered by God. My husband asked me a question too. He said, "Babe, so if a man ain't listening to God, listen to another man, who you think he listening to?" I said, "Why do you think they leaders?" Because they listening to God. Why do you think you a leader? Because you listening to God. You don't need to sit up under another man and get initiated by that man and his approval to go out and do God's bidding. Do you think when Jesus as a 12-year-old kid and became a 33-year-old man about his father's business asked for permission? Y'all teach these steps in these congregations, and y'all teach these steps in church, and y'all teach these steps I see also in these camps where somebody got to come up under you. And in order for them to go out and be about their father's business, they got to get your approval. Why do y'all keep getting some that just leave? If that way is so right, why do y'all, and half of y'all that are leaders and preachers right now, great preachers and teachers, y'all left. Y'all all heard the Spirit say unto you, come from among them, be ye separated. You heard it, didn't you? As a man, you heard it. And you did it. And you're doing it. So don't you see what God is trying to say? Married young women, I'm going to say this to y'all. Do what you feel and know in your spirit is right for your husband. If y'all choose to get into these camps, if y'all choose to go into that church, and y'all hear that stuff, what the preacher is preaching, mainly those things apply to his wife, because we ain't even supposed to teach those things. The secret things belong to God. There's certain things that you ain't even supposed to speak on as a leader, as a man. And it's usurping over another man's wife. In case y'all don't know what that is, Google it, study it. Let the Holy Ghost fill you with it. What is Tammy saying? Tammy is telling y'all, I'm telling y'all to stop telling other men wives how to dress, how to look, and what to wear, and what to eat. That's what he's saying. Because you is trying to covet that man's house and his ass. Go worry about what your wife doing and your daughters is doing and your house is doing. You got to run your own house when it comes down to the gospel. It runs your house, not everybody else's house. The reason why it's compared to the abomination spirit in God's eyes and it's going to be considered sodomy is because another man is listening to another man. Another man is getting on top of another man. Another man is telling another man what to do. And God don't like that. Look at the order. Y'all out of order. Stop telling another man how to run his house and how to deal with his wife. You're out of line. You're out of line and out of order. And God gonna rebuke you quickly. And speedily judgment gonna come on your home. I'm out of time. I ain't have a lot of time to even shoot this one. But I thank God that I got to share some time with you guys. I love you all. Peace. Stay blessed up. And remember, young women, all wives, listen to y'all husbands. Not the pastor, not the elders, the deacons, and all them in them camps. Listen to your husband. And hope and pray to God you ain't a silly woman and that man leading you astray. You will know. Pay attention to the red flags. You will know. Trouble heart, you will know. Love y'all.